After repeated defeats in front of India, the nuclear armed cowards in our neighborhood, that is Pakistan Army, once again fail on world stage, that too in front of an armed militia. Makran, Las Bela, Kharan and Kalat were four princely states that made up of Balochistan prior to the accession to Pakistan. In 1947, every princely state except Kalat voluntarily joined Pakistan. Under the direction of Ahmad Yar Khan, the Khan of Kalat, the province of Kalat sought independence. Ahmad Yar Khan eventually joined Pakistan on March 27, 1948, after Muhammad Ali Jinnah convinced him to do so. Ahmad Yar Khan's brother, Prince Karim Khan, chose to stay independent, fled to Afghanistan, and carried on his unsuccessful independence campaign against Pakistan. Kalat was eventually completely incorporated into Pakistan in June 1948. Baloch citizens fiercely rejected the Pakistani government's implementation of one unit plan, which led to the fighting of 1958-59. Nuroz Khan took lead in this effort and told Pakistani officials that he intended to succeed. However, the Pakistani government chose to impose martial law on a day after this rebellion. Tanks and artillery were used and the Pakistan army ruthlessly blasted the region. Along with their other family members, Nuroz Khan was taken into custody and hanged. This high-handedness of Pakistani administration further exacerbated pro-independence sentiments among Balochistani citizens. So this is the history of how Baloch freedom struggle began. Now let's have a look why Pakistan is hanging on to Balochistan. With its wealth of minerals and other natural resources, Balochistan is basically an untapped treasure for Pakistan. Because it gives Pakistan direct access to Indian Ocean region, it's strategically significant. Most shipping lanes travel via this entry to the Strait of Hormuz. Despite the abundance of resources in Balochistan, the exploitation by the Pakistani corrupt governments has left the Baloch citizens living below the poverty line for eternity. Additionally, people are pushed against the wall whenever they try to assert their fundamental rights. Let's have a look at the HR violation, that is human rights violations committed by Pakistani government in Balochistan. The Balochi population in Pakistan has been advocating for Balochistan's independence since 1950s. The Pakistan army has demonstrated its effectiveness in tearing apart the social fabric of Balochi, but it has completely failed to enforce its mandate in the province. The region's ethnic tension has increased as a result. The targets of enforced disappearances, kidnappings, arrests, torture, essay, and other cruel treatments include Baloch political leaders, human rights advocates, attorneys, journalists, women and children, and even students. The Pakistan army has been carrying out a number of human rights violations, including extrajudicial executions, enforced disappearances, torture, and arbitrary arrests and detentions. Human rights groups like Amnesty International and Human Rights Watch have compiled evidence of these violations by Pakistan and demanded justice and accountability for years. According to PANK Annual Report 2022, the Pakistan Army has been charged of killing 195 individuals and kidnapping other extra 629 people in Balochistan in 2022. According to this report, hundreds of Balochi people, including women and children, were tortured and killed in fictitious encounters, subjected to enforced disappearances, inhuman tortures, and collective punishment by the Pakistan Army's Counter-Terrorism Department and Frontier Corps in various parts of Sindh and Balochistan. Only political groups that support the Pakistan Army have been allowed to operate freely, since Balochi nationalist groups were outright banned by the Pakistan government. Both Sindh and Balochistan now have political voids as a result of this. The protracted battle between Baloch nationalists and Pakistan Army has turned the region chaotic. According to a report that appeared in the New York Times in July 19, 2018, the deep state in Pakistan attacked Baloch nationalists using Islamic militants mercilessly. The high-handedness of Pakistani administration further exacerbated pro-independent sentiments along Balochistan citizens. Natural resources such as coal, oil, natural gas, copper, sulfur, fluoride and gold are abundant in the region. Although it is a huge region, it is also the least developed and populous. People now want more political autonomy and control over these resources. However, Pakistan army and government has been committing several atrocities against the people and their ambitions are suppressed. In recent train hijack, BLA fighters killed 214 Pak army hostages despite Pak propaganda claims of the siege ending. In addition to taking 214 Pakistani army troops prisoner, the Baloch Liberation Army, which seized the train in Pakistan, has now said that they have finished their op and have left. Earlier, they had denied the Pak army's propaganda that the siege was finished by the Pak soldiers. The March 11 incident was claimed by BLA, which has been battling against Pakistan's illegal annexation of Balochistan for decades. The Jafar Express was en route from Quetta, Balochistan to Peshawar when it was hijacked. According to BLA spokesperson, the operation was carried out by the STOS and its elite Majid Brigade Fateh Squad. The group said the incident, which happened in Mashkaf, Dadar and Bolan, was a meticulously planned operation. BLA stated that they executed all 214 Pakistani army personnel after their 48-hour deadline for an agreement to exchange train captives with Baloch political prisoners expired on Friday. The BLA attributed the execution of troops they had captured as captives to the stubbornness of the Pakistani government and army. The BLA spokesperson Jayant Baloch stated in an official statement that 214 captives were killed only because Pakistani soldiers disregarded their 48-hour ultimatum. BLA stated, and I quote, Baloch Liberation Army had given the Pakistan Army a 48-hour ultimatum to exchange prisoners of war, which was the last chance for occupying army to save their lives and its personnel. However, Pakistan, displaying its traditional stubbornness and military arrogance, not only avoided serious negotiations but also turned a blind eye to the situation, to the ground realities. As a result of this stubbornness, all 214 hostages have been executed. Typical to most Islamic regimes, when you are high on propaganda and low on fighting skill and courage, these things tend to happen to similar countries. So much for Pakistan, Bangladesh and their Ghazwa-e-Hind pipe dreams. When they can't even tackle a small militia like BLA, they are dreaming of overtaking India in classic Islamist style. Good luck with that.